So what kind of job can I get working in China? That's a question I see a lot. So I wanted to start to answer that today. I'm not going to be able to share everything because it really breaks down into two main categories. There are teaching and non-teaching jobs. So today I just want to talk about the non-teaching jobs because these are actually rarer, maybe harder to find, and generally, if you're coming to China for the first time, you don't have the connections, you don't speak Chinese, the potential to find a really comfortable, really high-paying non-teaching job is going to be very, very difficult because you're essentially going to be competing with everyone in China, all 1.5 billion. Now, there is an exception to that. If you went to a world-class university or you have work experience at a Fortune 500 or Fortune Global company, like best in the world companies, and it's the same if you are have a master's or a bachelor's in a field that's considered really critical right now. So let's say aerospace, machine learning, pharmaceuticals, those kinds of things. If you have high-level education in these critical industries, you can find a job anywhere, including in China. If you have a little bit more modest education background, experience, and there are still other options. Now, a common one I see is in sort of entertainment, a dancer, model, actor. Now these is kind of the same as it is everywhere. It's gig work. You're not likely to get a contract. You're not likely to get a work visa because there aren't that many foreigners in China doing that relative to the demand for those kinds of roles. You can rest assured that you'll get pretty consistent work and make pretty decent money relative to, an actor or a go-go dancer just starting out in the West. Now, the other class of non-teaching jobs that's probably for most people who are non-native English speakers, probably the best route is going to be sales and marketing jobs. And in China, these terms and these roles really run together a lot. You'll probably be expected to do a little bit of both. But a lot of times what these roles will look like is you'll be working for an international trade company who is trying to develop or grow international markets. It could also be in e-commerce. So there's option of B2B or B2C. Now these companies would like to have a sales manager or a sales and marketing manager that is native speaker of the local language, ideally has connections and experience within their industry or their e-commerce platform in that region as well. Now, most of these jobs, the salary is going to be a large percentage, maybe even a majority, coming from commission and bonuses. And even with all the bonuses and commission put together, well, a lot of times if you're just starting out, be making less money than if you were teaching. So this is a great opportunity. Like I said, if you're a non-native speaker, you can't get those English teaching jobs, or if you do have a lot of experience and confidence in your ability to do those kinds of international trade sales or e-commerce sales, because it's it's not for everyone. I've done it, don't love it. And so, it's really up to you to decide if you think you can do that, if you understand the product and the market enough to, be successful by both your own standards and the standards that the company sets out for you. So again, those are the main categories of non-teaching jobs that you can find, really entertainment and sales and marketing. Once in a blue moon, you might find something else, especially, like I said, if you got really high level credentials, you can find a lot more things to do. But as someone who's new coming to China without background, without knowing the language, you can start there. And I'll come back tomorrow and talk about what teaching jobs look like. Those are going to be probably 90% of the jobs that are easy and accessible to find for foreigners coming to China for the first time. So if you have any other questions, comments, send me a message, send me a DM, leave me a comment, and I'll try to answer them in a video coming up.